is that you do get some of the.
That's a great thing about driving, you know, even if someone's going to beat you in a competition, you'll still get help from that person. There's a great feeling in the campground of everyone, you know, we're all happy to see each other. We only see each other a few times a year, and great spirit.
And it truly is a social sport, and maybe even for the animals. Do the horses like to see each other too?
Well, you know, I think they do. You know, you get people who say poor horse has to go to a competition, but in a way I think they quite enjoy it and make friends and recognize each other. Pick up your vibes, and the whole energy would change if Mom had done well. So I'm sure they know.
A little pat on the back there from Larry, a little encouragement for Holly on a job well done.
Some of the competitors that I've spoken to that have been through here recently are saying one of the troubles they're having is that the light changes so much within this obstacle. So they come in and it's really bright, and then all of a sudden they're within the trees and it's sort of a dappled light. And this is a very difficult obstacle because it's a series of triangles. But they can't see the bottom, and apparently the horses are having a problem with it because it's so shiny on the top.
And especially on a brilliant sunny day like this, the shadows and light have so much contrast between them, you could see it becoming a problem.
That's right, and it takes time for their eyes to adjust. Plus they've got blinkers on, so that would reduce their vision in any event, you know, so it's a double thing. Schimmel looks as though he's getting pretty tired here.
But it speaks to the obvious skill of these drivers. They're not just along for the ride. There is a lot of skill involved, isn't there?
It's very difficult to drive. A lot of people think it's easier than riding, but you don't have the touch with the horse. I mean, when you're riding the horse, you have your legs, your voice, your feel. You can pat them, tell them they've done well. We're so far away from them here that it makes it very difficult.
We'll hang up on a stump here now, and the Brinkers will have to help Schimmel get out of this small mess.
Holly's losing her cool a little bit there.
Doesn't help much, does it?
But you know, this is her first year with a four-wheel carriage, and there's lots of advantages to the four-wheel, but it does take some getting used to. And you see the carriage there, which of course if she were in a two-wheel that wouldn't be able to happen because the cart has to follow the horse. So he is being very good. This is very hard for him, you know, because he can't see what's happening. He just totally has to believe in what Holly is doing with him. So this will have cost her a lot of time penalties.
What can the navigator do to help when you get stops like that and things? Navigator have to let the driver work it out?
Well, they'll be talking all the time, and he will be able to assess where the wheel is at the back maybe, and whether she needs to go back or not, and whether he can jump the carriage off of the problem. You know, in an international competition, sometimes you'll even see the navigator on top of the carriage and get on top of the horse and unhitch it from something that it's caught on, because of course with the groom down you lose a lot of penalty points. He's pretty tired there. The footing in this water is excellent. It's gravel that was donated to us a few years ago, so they don't have to deal with mud. The drivers can feel confident that nothing. So this is a new route she's taking here. It's a little, I think that they just went off course a little bit there.
So is it safe to say Tim Wright's role is not only a technical one in setting up the course, but also one of his many concerns is safety for the horses?
First consideration always. And then, of course, to make it interesting and challenging for the various levels. So the A, B, C gates are always easy. D and E gates, for instance. But she's a little bit lost here.
Go, go, go!
And she's trying to get him to go quickly, and she's going to cut through the water again.
Okay, don't shake it like no.
Quite a lot of use of the whip there, but hopefully it's not as bad as it looks.
Mostly just to get their attention, isn't it?
That's right.
Here you see some of the fans enjoying this beautiful day out here today. Well, now you're looking at one gorgeous horse. This is Costeau. And driving Costeau today is Marco Larose, and they're from Aldergrove, BC. What a gorgeous horse.
Stonewall sport horse, bred in California specifically for combined riding events. And it's the first time that we've seen a horse from that stud farm.
Now here they are at Rainbow's End, the first obstacle of their cross-country marathon.
And we were talking about drivers' health, and they were saying that they were Vino, and he said, hop on, I'll take you for. They proceeded to get themselves a horse and a carriage.
Well, cleanly out of Rainbow's End for Costeau. Now they'll head to obstacle number 2, West Coast.
We've just been told they took 54 seconds in that obstacle.
Competitor number 13 has finished.
Along really nicely in the track.
9 seconds. Once again, try and keep all cartway paths clear. Thank you.
Well, one nice touch of this year's competition, Beverly, as I notice up high on the hill, you've got a PA announcer this year.
That's right. That makes a huge for the enjoyment of the spectators, and also the competitors get their times, because we're giving them their provisional times. It's not the obviously until the judges have approved it. It's not the official time.
Where do all your judges come from, Beverly? I know there's several involved in the whole weekend. Where do your judges come from?
Well, we're very fortunate this year to have Tom Hilgenberg as our senior judge. And he's from Atlanta. He just came back from competing at the World Championships and was the highest placed American competitor. His wife, Charlene, is our presentation judge, and she does it at lots of big shows, so that the competitors really enjoyed what she had to say yesterday. Our other 2 judges are from Alberta, Gail Jones and Dawn Larson, and we're delighted to have here for the first time as a judge. She was here once as a junior judge. And then British BC, and he comes every year. He's just a neat guy, Peter Wilding Davis. He helps us tremendously. The fun thing for the spectators is that they're able to get from Victoria Cross, Rainbow's End, West Coast Celebration, and the waterfall running distance, even though you can't see one from the other. And that's really made a difference this year for the spectators.
Well, the beautiful water plants let you know that we're now down into Giraffe.
The cameras aren't picking up the wonderful giraffes and zebras that decorate this. There's an alligator in the water, at the edge of the water. Actually, you can see him there on the right, just his leg. Oh dear.
Well, Costeau now, and a bit of a struggle ensues.
You can see the reflection. I would say things giving him trouble. Good boy.
No immediate danger. Everything's
That's
all
right. You know, it probably looks like glass or ice or something to them. It's something that we
That must be the main fear from the horse's standpoint, is it just doesn't know how deep that water is.
That's right. I mean, you know, they're flight animals. You always remember that. And so whenever they're afraid, they either have to, you know, the only way that they're going to be protected or in the wild would be to take off at great speed. So it's a preservation thing.
Of course, we look at these domesticated horses and sometimes forget that they are actually wild animals at heart, with all the instincts and fears that their predecessors of years before.
And he had an excellent time there of 47 seconds, so he drove that hazard really, really well. Now, do you see, this water isn't bothering him at all. And I think it's that shiny surface in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, you can see there isn't the same reflection there due to the different conditions at the obstacle, but no trouble at all for Costeau this time, straight into the water once more.
Perfect. He's doing a great job here. I always think the horses should enjoy it because it would cool them off at the end of the marathon.
But we haven't seen it yet, Beverly, but what happens if we do have the bad luck one year of having terrible rainy weather? Does the event go on nonetheless?
I'm not sure I like you anymore, Scott. We're very fortunate to carry on because our footing wouldn't be affected, but some competitions have to be cancelled, obviously. The one that's at Nickerman Island, that's right on the Fraser River banks, they have a problem if they have rain. But it's a great setting. I mean, it's worth the risk, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it sure is. And it's a beautiful place for the spectators to come, too, as we've mentioned. And, of course, you the spectators as well. Well, now here's River Echo Chancellor, driven by James McBride. And James and River Echo Chancellor from Red, one of our American friends.
That's right.
Beautiful black Morgan horse.
He actually owns a farm in Washington where a big competition is held each year. This is his first time coming to visit to welcome him.
And another two-wheeled carriage, and you can advantage on some sharp turns, I guess, with the two-wheel carriage. It seems to follow the horse a little easier.
Mm-hmm. We actually may be the first time we've had a stallion in the competition. And this horse, he's even been in a performance of Oklahoma where he pulled us on the top stage. Have an incredible disposition.